For 10 years, one chef dominated the fine dining scene in the Middle East. Course after course, he redefined what seafood could be: precision, artistry, and emotion, all inside one of Dubai's most iconic dining rooms. His work at Ossiano earned international acclaim, a Michelin star, a loyal global following, and a ranking among the 50 best chefs in the world. But this video is not about Ossiano, because in 2024, everything changed. Chef Grégoire Berger, the creative force behind that entire universe, walked away. A shock to the industry and a disaster for Ossiano. And for Berger, a chance to build something entirely his own. But then, silence. No announcements, no hints, just rumors about what he was planning and why he left at his peak. Then, in early 2025, the rumors began. A name surfaced: Kraken. Inspired by the legendary creature of the deep, wild, mysterious, and powerful, a symbol of the ocean, but also of everything Berger had never been free to unleash. The team behind Kraken kept every detail locked down. No previews, no menu, no drops, no leaks, which only made the anticipation explode. By the time the opening date was announced in October, Kraken had become one of the most awaited restaurants opening in the world. So what could I do? Well, I booked the first flight to Dubai, but not without hesitation, to be honest, because with all this mystery and all this hype, can Kraken actually deliver? Or has the legend grown too big, even for a chef like Grégoire Berger? There's only one way to find out. Let's go to Kraken Dubai. If you're new here, welcome to Tastebud. I'm a sommelier with 20 years of experience dining at the world's best restaurants. On this channel, I provide honest reviews using my unique 100-point rating system, uncovering which fine dining destinations truly stand out as the best of the best. Stay with me until the end of this episode, where I'll reveal the detailed scores and final rating for this exciting new restaurant. And I'll share my verdict on whether tonight's dining experience really is as good as everyone says. I arrive in Dubai late afternoon and drive from the airport towards downtown. I love driving here, but it doesn't come without challenges. Every time I return here, I feel like the city looks different. And that's not an illusion. Over the last decade, Dubai's population has grown from just over 2 million to more than 3.6 million. And the skyline has exploded with new districts like Dubai Creek Harbor, Blue Waters Islands, and Marsa Al Arab. In the past 5 years alone, more than 20,000 hotel rooms have opened, making it one of the world's most competitive luxury destinations. And since the Michelin Guide arrived in 2022, the restaurant scene has evolved at incredible speed, attracting some of the best chefs on the planet. And one of those chefs, or two in fact, I'll explain soon, we are about to meet now. I park outside on what is a surprisingly calm street to be Dubai. The restaurant is tucked away in Jumeirah Two, one of those rare neighborhoods in Dubai where the city slows down a bit. It's a short drive from the coastline, hidden just off Al Wasl Road, and even the distance is not large, it feels far from the skyscrapers, malls, and touristy traffic. This area has a more local rhythm to it, with villas, small cafes, and community streets that has a completely different feel to it compared to the polished resorts along the Palm. The restaurant is completely purpose-built, and the Kraken signature design wraps around the exterior. I walk up to a massive steel door with an oversized bell mounted beside it. Wow, this place is far cooler than I expected. The online photos didn't quite prepare me for the contrast in here. The dining room dressed in dark, almost cold tones. The kitchen itself is wide open and fully exposed, giving guests a direct line of sight to the chefs at work. Multiple grills and fire setups dominate the space, and you can see right away that a lot of the cooking here happens over open flames. In addition to the main dining room, Kraken has a chef's counter, which is where I'll be seated tonight. There's an a la carte selection, but the best way of experiencing this place is by going for the 11-course tasting menu with the suggested beverage pairing. As I sit down at the counter, I'm approached by the sommelier. Perfect, because I will love a glass of champagne now.
Welcome you with us, Stan. This is our tropical bamboo Snow White. So you get a tropical fruity. The base of the tea is a tropical green tea. We fermented for 9 days, and after second fermentation, we add the snow white tea.
Well, that does not sound like champagne to me, but yeah, you probably know that drinking alcohol in the UAE is kind of complicated. And Kraken is a so-called dry restaurant, meaning they do not serve alcohol. Instead, they offer what turns out to be a very interesting fermented beverage pairing. And the first pour of the night is a snow white tea fermented with bamboo leaves, peach and pineapples. It's both fresh, acidic and sweet, and it's a great match for the following snacks.
This charcuterie, we're very proud of that. We have a lot of amazing local products. Famous olives. Some of them are real, some of them are fake. We get a big jumbo prawn and then we just blend the whole prawn, freeze it very flat, and then we cut it in stripes. We dehydrate these stripes and then we fry them.
This was a good start of the evening. The fish charcuterie was salty and flavorful, the fake olives popped with a burst of freshness, and the dip for the crisp was hard to leave behind. Next up, we have the oyster serving, and this is a produce that lies close to both mine and the chef's heart. But being in this region is, of course, challenging for this type of produce.
On the top, we top it with a granita of jalapenos, all spicy, that we, of course, source locally, pickled cucumber, as well as a little bit of sour cream. So this is more the degustation. You shouldn't eat it in one part. Just take your time to feel all the flavor.
Condiments made more of this course for me than the oyster itself, to be honest. There's a touch of ocean and oyster here, but what I love the most about this course is the combination of textures and the acidity and freshness from the cucumber and the jalapeno, which are then balanced by the creme fraiche. The pairing for this one is a oolong tea with kaffir lime and lemon. This one is delicious. So fresh and aromatic, both on the nose and on the palate. I really enjoyed this one, and it was an excellent match to the oyster serving. We continue with one of my favorite vegetables, tomatoes. Easily one of the highlights of the night. The burrata espuma was light but still creamy and rich, and the everything tomato both was acidic, sweet, and packed with umami at the same time. I scraped this bowl. We continue with different variations of tuna in a lovely presentation.
What you see on the top is a tuna that we spend a lot of time educating people in Oman to do ikejime on the boat.
For Grégoire and the team here at Kraken, quality is everything. And when it comes to the quality of seafood, what happens in the first seconds after a fish leaves the water is critical. Few methods manage that moment as precisely as the one mentioned here, the Japanese technique known as ikejime. At its core, ikejime is a controlled and highly refined process designed to preserve the integrity of the flesh. The fish is dispatched instantly with a spike to the brain, which prevents stress, struggling, and the release of lactic acid. Immediately after, a thin wire is inserted along the spinal column to stop all remaining nerve activity. This step, called shinkishime, prevents involuntary muscle contractions that would otherwise continue even after death and degrade the texture. So the final step is rapid bleeding, which removes the blood that typically oxidizes first and can create metallic or off flavors. Together, these actions stabilize the pH, slow the onset of rigor mortis, and significantly extend shelf life. The result is flesh that remains firm, clean in flavor, and remarkably fresh for several days longer than conventionally handled fish. On the tuna serving here, we have several parts of the fish, both fresh and dry aged, served together with black olives, pistachio, and anchovy oil. Wonderful flavors as well as texture here. Tuna itself is fantastic, and it's complemented well with the nuts and the salty olives. We continue with more fish, and for someone who loves seafood as much as me, this one is surprisingly a first.
Okay, so over here we have one of our local catch. It's called cobia. Most probably you never heard about it. It's a local fish here from the UAE, and it's looks a little bit like a small shark, and it's a very interesting texture. So what we do, we fillet the fish and we cure it for 20 minutes in a fermented gooseberry brine. So we take gooseberries, we ferment them, lacto fermentation for minimum 1 week. We take the liquid from it, and then we brine the fish fillet into it for 20 minutes, which gives a little bit of a hint of saltiness, and as well it changes the texture to a little bit more dense.
I love this one. A lot of Asian and Nikkei references here with the high acidity and the spice, but also a wonderful texture on a delicate fish. And the Asian references that I felt seems to be correct because the next one is one of the chef's signature dishes.
So here at the bottom, you have some tapioca pearls and the blue crab meat. And then I pour a tom kha gai soup, which is infused with ginger, galangal, curry leaf, lime leaf, lemongrass, and crab shells. And then I put that over here.
I will finish with a touch of local curry leaf oil. That freshness, a lot of flavor.
Wow, this is a flavor bomb. There is so much going on here, intense shellfish aromas, lots of classic Thai aromatics, and a wonderful acidity to balance it all out. It's not as spicy as I like the tom kha gai, but here it is a good thing as the spice does not overshadow any of the delicate flavors. Before the next course, my journey through the fermented tea landscape continues. This is milk oolong tea with apple and black lemon, and wow, it is good. I'm really enjoying this non-alcoholic beverage pairing. Maybe I should skip the wine pairing from now on and go for the non-alcoholic pairings? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. While I'm enjoying my kombucha, the chef's in charge of plating my next course. You can see that these two guys are a good team. Watching two great chefs working together quietly in the kitchen is like watching a choreographed dance. I love it. As you might have noticed, squid is the main ingredient in the next course.
So over here we have our taco, which is then stuffed with a seaweed mole, tomatoes, jam, some pickled tom berries, and as well some fried ebi prawn and coriander cress.
The squid itself is grilled on charcoal and finished with molten salt and a brush of sauce. Even though I love the concept here, I felt this was the least exciting dish on the menu. The chewy texture of the squid combined with the naturally kind of dryness of the tortilla wasn't the best combination in my opinion. With the next course, however, we're instantly back on track. This is an amazing fish course and one that really defines Kraken. Here we have dry-aged kingfish. And as you see, this is all about the fish taking center stage. It is served with a herbal sauce and olive oil, but the main focus here is the wonderful texture and flavor of the kingfish. Dry aging removes moisture and amplifies the inherent sweetness of the fish, enhancing the flavors with a deeper, rounded, almost buttery note. There's a gentle nuttiness and a clean umami that reminds me of well-aged sashimi or cured fish, but without the saltiness here. I really enjoy this one too. Before the main meat course of the night, I'm offered a small fried fish snack that is not part of the tasting menu, as well as a lemon granita to refresh the palate after the series of seafood. The burnt lemon here was really delicious, so fresh and acidic and a great palate cleanser. Then it's time for the main course. This is Kraken's version of a croque monsieur with veal ham and pecorino cheese and a generous amount of the truffles on top. On the side, we have the Romano lettuce stuffed with sour confit shallots. An excellent end of the mains and yet again an excellent pairing as well with a still kombucha made of smoky Ceylon tea that has been fermented for 9 days. I can't believe that I'm turning into a kombucha lover, but relax, it will probably be forgotten as soon as I get a good glass of wine again. It's time for dessert and this one is all about strawberries.
We have the strawberry desserts. At the base, a beautiful strawberry ganache, topped with a strawberry salad. A lovely ice cream of wild strawberries, so it has this delicate bitterness to it. Topped up with a rich yogurt form, freeze-dried strawberries, pink peppercorn for that added heat, and then we'll add a refreshing touch with the basil granité. Add a bit of aroma, texture, and temperature to the dish. So with your spoon right down the middle, enjoy all the flavors.
Amazing, thank you.
For me, a dessert needs to be sweet, sour, and cold. And this one was spot on. Nothing to complain about here, a lovely play of acidity, sweetness, and different textures. And my kombucha master is back with one last glass in the beverage pairing.
And you get a different color now. So here's a wood by berry sparking that's gonna go well with your dessert.
I love this guy. All smiles all evening, and to be fair, the beverage team here at Kraken has done a great job in creating an exciting pairing, even for me as a super wine geek. Bravo guys. It's time for one last bite. A single petit four of chocolate and sea salt. a sweet ending to a wonderful evening. But was the experience wonderful enough to earn a high score on my 100-point Tastebud scale? Well, let's rate it. But before we do that, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and give the video a hype. It helps me bring you more unique insights into the world's best restaurants. Thank you. Now, let's evaluate the first category, design and atmosphere. This restaurant definitely has character. The ocean theme runs through the entire space from the floors to the ceiling, so there's no doubt where the inspiration comes from. I like the concept, but for me, the main dining room feels a bit cold and hard. It's quite dark with blue and white lighting, and it doesn't fully capture the warm and inviting atmosphere the rest of the restaurant actually has. The best seats in the house, in my opinion, are at the kitchen counter. It's like being placed right in the middle of the action, where you can feel the heat from the grill and interact with the chefs throughout the evening. I rate it 7 out of 10 points for design and atmosphere. Next category is service, and I'll keep this one short because the service here is simply outstanding. Staff is attentive, highly professional, and warm in a way that genuinely makes you smile. You feel completely taken care of from the moment you walk in here. Nothing to deduct, and only a full score is fair. 20 out of 20 points. Next up, we have the beverage category. This one is a tricky one for me, as I very rarely opt for the non-alcoholic pairing. However, if all non-alcoholic pairings is as good as this one, I might opt for it more often. Every glass I had tonight had character and quality. Not all tasted great on their own, but paired with the food, the matches were great. Exactly the way it often is with wines. Great job, guys. I rate the beverage category at 15 out of 20 points. Now, for the most important category, the food. Both Grégoire and Robin operate at an impressively high level, supported by a tight, well-drilled team in the kitchen. Every dish tonight was executed with precision and real technical confidence. The cooking here feels honest and direct. Nothing on the plate is there for decoration. Everything serves the flavor. In my opinion, it feels very much as a taste-first philosophy rather than plating for visual theater, and it suits this restaurant good. If you compare purely on aesthetics, some dishes might feel a little rustic next to the world's most refined fine dining experiences. But when it comes to flavor, they're absolutely in that league. And who knows, perhaps with time we'll see a more polished visual expression from the kitchen. That's a good reason for me to return and find out. Based on my experience tonight, the food lands at a solid 44 out of 50 points. Well done, only 2 weeks after opening. And that brings the total score for Kraken to 86 points, placing it in my very good restaurant tier. Not bad right out of the starting block, and well done to the entire team. And if you're wondering if 86 points really is good, watch this video where I review a 2 Michelin star restaurant that got the exact same score as Kraken. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.